Hello everyone, this is Rex Red. I am back with another Daz Studio tutorial. Today I'm going to walk you through creating a scene in Daz Studio. Now my character here, I've got some of this already plotted out a little bit, but I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to do. So at this point, we can go into iRay and take a look at what we have. Now, I would say this is pretty much already a scene, but it does require a little bit. I think I'd like to have him, instead of here, I'd like to have him in a wooded area, okay, instead of this rocky kind of highlands kind of area. So I hope the audio is good. So we're going to work with that instead, with a highlands kind of area. And with maybe a so at this point we're going to get rid of. I just created this scene, and also the sun makes his skin look kind of all one color. The lighting in the scene. So I'd like to do something really fun with the lighting, maybe some God rays or something. I'm not sure. So we will see, but I think he's got to be in the grass and have trees around him. So we have some options. So let's see now. The flute looks like it's right, really like covering his face a lot. So I'd like to do something with the flute a little bit. So, and his hair, I'm not sure that I like his hair. His eyebrows are like really bushy. Let's create a camera. Now, one thing about why I do these scenes, why I create scenes for you all, is because I do own 10,000 Daz items, and so it allows me to showcase the many items. And it took me about 6 years to buy these items, so I kind of have a good knowledge of them. And so, and I've also been involved in Daz Studio longer than 6 years, since the very beginnings when they were doing cyclorama things for Poser and stuff like that. So I'm not sure who made the cyclorama stuff, but it was that far back when with Victoria and Michael and James and all of the early characters. So I've been doing this a long time, but 6 years ago I got really in depth into it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this. Now we're going to take my camera, and the thing is when I first started Daz, working in Daz and Poser, I thought I was supposed to bring my characters from Daz and bring them into Poser. That was what my understanding was, and so I kept I kept trying to buy Poser figures and bring them into Daz, and they didn't seem to work, and I was actually trying to bring them into Daz so I could bring them into Bryce. I had all of my wires all crossed, and I didn't realize that it was like Daz. It was that free Daz Studio was the place where I was supposed to be making my scenes. And so this was a very all of a sudden, every time I would try to make a scene in Bryce, I'd bring my character in, their arms would be all twisted, everything would be all messed, I couldn't get their clothes, I'd work for hours and hours and hours and never end up with a scene. And one day I was working in Daz, and suddenly it was like within 10 or 15 minutes, I had clothes on they had a figure, they had a pose on them, they had a sky and stuff in the scene. They had a scene actually, and it was like, wow. And I just did this so quickly. It was like the first time I'd been able to make a scene in many, many tries. So with Poser, with Daz, I mean, the closest thing I got was I had this one character kind of laying on the floor and looking, and I had a glass mirrored surface, and they had angel wings, and that was about the closest I got to making really a scene. I did some animation stuff. I did everything just was kind of really simple. So Daz Studio was the game changer. Once I realized that Daz Studio was it, that's where I had to try and create my scene. It was like for some reason, it was like the last, I thought this is just an intermediary thing. It's something you use to do everything somewhere else. And every time I tried to make a scene, I failed because I was always trying to export out of Daz and into other places, and it just didn't work. So it's Daz. This is where you make and set up your entire scene. So my tutorials are kind of long and exhaustive, and this is what we do. So they're live. We're live. You can come in and talk to me and do things. So what we're going to do is delete this base here. Okay. Delete the ground. Okay. The sky it's going to be a different sky as well. I don't like the color, the way it makes his skin look, the color of his skin. So let's try to build a forest. Now, I have a couple of ideas. I have a very mystical forest that was made by the philosopher, I believe. He goes by that name. And I think I'm going to go with something more realistic, the Daz, with UltraScenery. So my camera's here. I have we're going to lock the camera. So I have a shortcut to locking my camera here. And it's right there so that I can then work around in the perspective mode. Now, the problem I'm having here is with his... First, I just don't like the way this is just completely covering his face. So if I can take this parameters, let's go into... Let's see if we can get a little bit of space, okay, from... Now, this is kind of weird because, all right, now that looks right, okay, in order to do this, I'm going to have to rotate the flute a little bit. Which way? Not that way. This way. No, that's resize, okay. Rotate, which way? This way. So we bring that down a little bit, and it still looks like it's... Yeah, okay, now we got something here. That looks right. We'll save this. I've got this named the Flut of the Dale. So I'm going to rename, I'm going to save this again with the correct name. Okay, why are you taking so long just to save one character? I think it's because I've waited for a moment here. Okay, why are you taking so long? Now, what we're going to do is File, Save As, Scene, the flute of the, let's see if we can type it right this time. The flute of the Dale. Watch us save this quite quickly now. Now that the hard drives are awake. A little bit of this tea. Okay, so we're going to open UltraScene Creator. All right, and I think I'm going to leave these with some roly-poly hills. We're going to go kind of with 3 And we're going to go here to some features. Let's get ourselves a bridge maybe with, let's do this bridge thing, and then let's build this without anything in here, without the grass. I think I'm going to leave the trees so we can kind of see where they, ecology. I don't have anything with trees here. Let's find something with trees. I think the reeds, somewhere in these reeds would be nice. Place with reeds. Okay, so we'll build, and this is our ecology, and we'll take the reeds. We'll leave the trees so we can kind of see where they go. Leaf litter, grass, tufts, daisies, base verge, base grass. Select our camera and see what our scene looks like when we build it. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Now, if I were to go to my camera view, let's see what happens. I'm underground, so that's not good. My camera's locked. Let's go back to my thing here. Unlock the camera. And let's go like this kind of thing. And like this. And then we're going to take this flute, the Baroque flute, and put that with Dalton so that when I move him, we can move him up. Y translate. Okay, I have a feeling that he's going to be what if we come back here? If I have a feeling that this is going to be reeds here. So what we'll do is we'll maybe put him on the bridge, maybe. Z. And then we come in a little bit like this. Y. See, now this is just really pretty now. So the only thing I'm kind of thinking right now that I don't like his hair. Let's save this. So this is just perfect. Okay. And I don't like his hair. It just doesn't look quite right. But it's just too puffy on the top, I guess. And I don't like the lighting. I think I'll leave his hair and do the lighting first and fix the sky first. And I'm wondering if the sky is really that bad and if it might be that I just need to give this a distant light. So we'll try a few things here. So done. I look through my distant light. Oh yeah, I can kind of see him here. I'd like to have the distant light come through here like this. All right, so it's coming through the trees. Now we go back to our camera. Yeah, see, it's doing something there. Let's go back into here, and then we'll give the distant light a little bit of a few lumens. Okay, see, so we'll get some rays coming through here. And let's see what happens. Now we're going to... Okay, I'm despondent. I wonder if my, if it's this... Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's put a 5 here. This should brighten our world up a little bit. Well, it did a little bit, but not that much. Let's go with a 1.5. See what we have here. Okay, we're not getting any light through the trees. A little bit here. So it just happens that the trees are just like... Okay, so let's move our distant light a little bit. This might end up as being... This sky kind of just really does it for me in a way, but it's not putting off enough light. So taking this distant light, if we can come down through the trees like this. Okay, now we can go back to our camera. Let's see what happens here. Is this going to light him up? I bet this is going to be amazing. It's kind of amazing, but it's just a little too bright. But I think I want it bright, so like this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a gigantic mist in here and let the mist absorb that light. So let's go out of here. We're going to put a gigantic VDB in here, an atmosphere. VDB. So okay, and this, where is my VDB? This is the one I want, I think. Props. This is Cloud Field Whisper Ray. This one will work, I think. And what if we take this now and move it up? Y translate. Something like this. Let's just see what happens when we're right in the midst of the mist. Okay. What does this look like? Well, it's showing some kind of mist. All right, let's take our sunlight and make it a little warmer. Let's go to this distant light, parameters, temperature. Okay, what happens when we warm it right up? Okay. That's kind of pretty. I'm wondering if these are the right kind of trees, or maybe if I just add a few other trees. And I just got some trees yesterday. They are juniper, is it? Okay, what I'd like to do is first is go back here, go to this Whisper array. And go to parameters, surfaces. What if I take this Whisper array and we bring the density up a little more to like, maybe it's not the density. Let's see, let's try a few things here. What if we move it in more Z so that it's okay, that we're just on the cusp of this, and then we go Y translate. We bring it up some more. 0. Okay, we're Y translating this. Okay, we're going to go up to 200. Okay, let's go up to 300. 350. All right. Okay. Let's go down to 300. Or 275. Okay, and then what if we take this density down here to half? We'll cut it in half, 25. Still a lie. Take it down to 1. not quite doing what I want it to do. So let's go here. Let's take and move it back. Parameters. We'll set it back to 0. So it's not as deep. Let's try this. So it doesn't create such a collective haze on the horizon. All right, this gives me some kind of mist here. This looks about right. Like, so it's responding to the light in an okay way. So what we're going to do is, okay, I have a couple of things I'd like to do. Maybe replace these trees. So what I can do is we can go into UltraScene and go to favorites. Where is this? Most used, UltraScene. And we go into this build and we'll just turn the trees right off. Oaks, young. Okay, and all right, that's it. Rebuild the scene. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Done. Close this. Now what I'd like to do is select this distant light. I was just seeing this thing down here and now it's gone. Control L, is it maybe? Select. There it is. No, that's UltraScene, distant light. There it is. We're going to move this up. Okay, it's under the ground, that's why. Okay. We're going to point this distant, bring this distant light. Now I'm going to lock my camera again. So the distant light focuses directly on him. Now we're going to go to favorites, most used, lock the camera. Okay, did that work? Am I locked? Yeah. Okay, so now we go to the perspective view and we can move this thing right up to him. Okay, and let's go to the top here. Yeah, it's right at his feet, it would seem, pretty much. Okay. All right, back to our camera view. Let's see what this looks like with the sun focusing right at him through the trees. We got a better angle, I think. Okay, and our trees are gone. That's what I wanted. Now I think I would like to put some juniper trees here, make it a little bit more secluded. So we'll see. Now, I think they're juniper trees. They're some new trees that I just got. They were free. And wait till you see these trees. They're so beautiful. Welcome, welcome, friend. Welcome. Yes, welcome. Thank you for the like. We are working on this. This is the Flute of the Dale is the name of this scene. They are juniper trees, and they're high-resolution juniper trees. So we're going to put one here, one right in the front here. We don't want it in the reeds. You know, I don't know that junipers would actually work well in this kind of terrain. It wouldn't they wouldn't create the kind of soil that would be conducive for reeds in a river. They kind of destroy. Okay, let's see what we got here. 0. Let's see what this looks like. I think this is going to look nice. Now, what happened is when I took the trees out, we lost that kind of shade blind effect where the trees were blocking some of the light coming through. So we're going to see if we can kind of maybe rebuild this with the juniper trees. So let's go out of here. There's one. Props. Let's take this one. And I'm going to take this wisp array, turn it off so I can actually kind of work with this scene a little bit. Parameters, Z, translate. Oh, we're going to undo that. I didn't want to move that. We're going to move juniper number 2. Let's move this over here. And back a little more. Let's scale this up. We want that to be big. Like that. And then we come here and let's try this juniper and put this Z. Now, why don't I just use these these particular handles to move? And the thing is that these will, if you're facing the front here where it says front and that's the front of the scene, then when you use the Z, it's always going to move it back. But if you notice, this Z is like the object gizmo, and so this is not quite straight back. It's actually at an angle. So the object has a gizmo, but these ones move them in like a world kind of orientation. So They're different. Let's put it that way, okay? All right, let's put this here. Then let's take and add this one here. And that's juniper number 8. Go back to our parameters, go Z again. Let's go back here. Let's bring this up. And scale that. Let's see what that looks like. All right. They just seem like a little bit kind of more mystical of a tree than just a tree kind of like. So I like that. I like that look a little better. I think I like it. Maybe we need more of them. Now the sun is like really bright right now. So and I think I'm going to change the sky. I think I'm going to change stuff here. So let's put a bunch of these juniper trees in, and we can always cut them out if we don't like them. I kind of wish there were more of them. So, but they were free, so you can't really complain about that when they're free. Z. Bring this over here. Bring this up up a little bit. Scale it. Now let's add a couple more. And what I'm going to do is try and create that effect. So we're going to pull this over this way. And then I'm going to go to my perspective view. And I'm going to go from the left. We're going to pull back here. What we're going to try to do is create a row of trees that are going to create like a, whoop. We go like this. Edit, duplicate, parameters X translate. We can always kind of mess with it. X translate, Z translate. Duplicate. Duplicate. Now I'm thinking that these may actually be in my camera per view. So what we'll do is we'll take these are all the same. What did I, okay, this is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay. We're going to put them into a group like this. Juniper, GR for group 1. All right. What we do is we can now scale them a little more. And we can go like this. Edit. We can bring these out. Where's group 2? And Z, let's bring them back a little bit. X. Now let's go back to our camera view and see if these create any kind of effect. They are going to block the light. That's the way light works. It gets blocked by objects. Thank you very much for the likes, people. Very, very much. We have somebody here. Someone. Oh, another like. Thank you. How very kind of you. There are a lot of really nice people on YouTube. YouTube is full of really awesome. Now you see, now the light is a bit more subdued. So I think if I put like some bushes and stuff in here, okay, I think we can pull this off. I think that's what it needs, is some bushes. Just a few bushes and some bushes back here. Now, let's go to 9 again. The sky is just terrible. I'm not liking the sky at all. So we're going to have some fun fixing the sky. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to pull these back like that. And then I'm going to move them up a little bit like this. And I'm going to scale them bigger. Okay, we're going to take group 1. Back. Move them up. Scale them a little bigger too. Let's go back here now to our, let's take this group, edit, duplicate, pull this back. Like there's a whole forest here that's blocked, so it's a little more kind of secluded. Back to our camera view. Using the trees as an effect to create like a window blind effect with our light. And see, I wanted the trees to go down further so that we get that window blind effect here in the distance. So then I didn't have to turn down the light because the light is going to hit the trees and create like an ambient light. Okay, now the thing is these trees, what I should have done was made instances of them, because now they're, I think I might have to do that, break these apart and make instances. It did work though. Look at this. Now we have this kind of more intimate kind of light. I think I'd like to just continue the junipers back. See, since these junipers are all the same, I have to fix this, okay? So we're going to go here into this. And I'm not really good at this part, but I think I can figure it out. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our, I think, render settings, optimization, and we're going to turn this to memory. And what that does is it makes, it loads instances better into the graphics card. Okay. So we're going to hit save and save this scene right here. And then this might take a moment to save. Okay, I just remembered how do you do it now. So I think maybe like 25 trees might be enough. And when you create instances, since they're all the same tree, you can spin them around, you can change them. The only thing is you can't use two or three different trees in the same instance. So, but what you can do is, now we're going to get rid of the juniper here. Okay, we'll go back to our smart content. Which one did I use? This one. We used this one. Let's use this again. And what you do is you take this one tree. Okay, we have our camera. Let's go to perspective view. Let's just move this way back here. Okay, I'm going to scale this up. And then, so it's out of our camera view. And then we go here to create. I think it's create. And one of this would be node instance. Node instances. New node. Okay, new. Is it node instances? Okay, we're going to try node instances. Yeah, this is it. We're going to go 25. Let's go 30. So, okay, accept. Juniper show options. Accept. Now it just moved them all around like that. But I believe what I can do is I can take this whole thing here, surfaces, no parameters. I think I can scale them up. Yeah, like that. Z, no X. Bring them back in like this. Come on. Okay, why? What happened to them? What happened to them? All right, let's see. They're way out here. Okay. Now I think I can click on these separately and move them around. Yes, I can. So now, but what I want to do is I want to make them large again. A little bit larger than this. Scale. Okay. This gives me, we'll scale them a little more. All right, and we're going to go X translate and bring them back in to the ballpark here of where we want them. Okay, so these are very high quality. You know what? I'm thinking that these are too high of a quality of a tree to use. Because these are supposed to be for in the scene. We're going to take them out, all right? And we're going to find a little more of a tangly kind of tree that's more low poly. Go here, tree. And let's now this, something like this. See, that just took us a tiny second to put that in the scene. F, I don't think F works, no. Okay, and look, this is kind of the height that I want, so I didn't have to really mess with the height too much. And so we're going to go now with all right, so we're going to take this English oak. We're going to go to create node instances, and because its tree is kind of bigger and rounder and all, I'm going to go with, let's go 15. All right, now we can move them around. One here. One here. The sun is actually coming from an angle back here as well. So we can use this to block it a little bit. See, it's coming from that angle. Okay, this is working. All right. Tree up in the air, this tree. This is going to give me exactly the effect that I want. splay them out a little bit. Okay, how many more trees have I got over here? Hopefully just a couple. One in here maybe. These are going to create that ambient window blind kind of look on my scene. I suppose I could have just put like wooden pillars here and all, but it's this is the sunlight through the trees kind of thing. All right, let's go back to our camera view. Now we have a view of one of these trees in the view. Let's kind of get that out. Up. Parameter. X translate. This one right here. This one right here. All right, let's see what that does. See, now this is going to load much faster because these are instances and they're not actual. Look at that. See, that just subdued the light just the right way. Now, the only thing is that the light's not actually hitting him, which I'd like to have it like about like that more, so we can look through our distant light. Oh, great. Distant light. All right. And what I've got to do is, all right, now I can see the trees that are blocking him. Okay, so we go 9 here. We take this tree right here. X, which one? Let's bring this over here like this. Go back to our camera view. Now he should have some light on him, shining through the trees. Okay, what have we got? There we go. Save this. All right, now we're going to take and we're going to focus on our... Okay, I'd like to put... So I'm kind of getting used to this look of these juniper trees without the bushes in there, because if I put the bushes in, we're gonna these gorgeous, gorgeous, and it will hide this path, little path here. So I'm thinking that maybe adding bushes in here would be a little overkill. So I think what we need is just a really radiant sky here. Okay, so we're going to keep the sky just in case we lose something by trying to mess with the sky. So let's go here. Let's UltraScenery. And let's go to our distant light and make it a little bit more warmer. Like a little more red. I love what the sun is doing here. What if I move this up a little bit? Up here. I don't think that's bad. It's a little bit more focused. It warms his body a little more, caresses his body a little better. So now we take and mess with the sky. I think what to do the sky, I'm going to turn off UltraScenery and turn off these trees for now, so we can kind of have a scene that's not crawling along. And when I go into iRay, it's not going to just take forever each time. There we go. The ground and the ground will disappear also. So now let's put in a plane. And move the plane back. Yeah, see, I can actually navigate now. Z, translate on the plane. Bring it back here a little bit. Things I can move stuff around now. 90. And Y translate. Scale it. And we're going to go X scale. X translate. So we don't. Okay, we're going to go back now more. Z. We're going to go way, way, way back. So that our okay, I think that's good. We'll try that. Scale that now. X translate. Y translate. And let's scale this a little more. X translate. X scale. There it is. And because it kind of looks weird, we're going to try rotating this. It might, I don't know if that's necessary, but it's just not fitting in with my camera angle. So I don't know. I might have to mess with that. Let's save this now. Okay, we're going to create an HDRI from scratch. Okay, so we're going to be using an HDRI, but it will, when it comes in, it's going to just be as a regular picture until we give it some emission and some opacity and things like that. So come on. I'm thinking a beautiful kind of orangey sunset, but I'm not positive. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select this plane, go to Surfaces, Plane, Base Color, Browse, and let's see. We're going to go to our HDRI. Where are they? HDRI all. Now, that's kind of nice. But the thing about that is the horizon is too jagged. 8K. Okay, this is 8K. I think I like this one. What's this? Oh, I just put a darned JPEG on there. Now we lost it. I don't know that that's what I want here, but let's see. Open, what's this? That's kind of nice. $8K. Let's try this one. This is an actual HDRI. Okay, now we're going to put, ooh. That may work. Let's see now. We're going to put this same, this is called what? It's called bonus 03. We're going to put this on our emission color. Bonus 03. We're going to put this on our, we're going to set that to white. And then we're going to put this on our luminance. And the luminance, a little bit of. All right, and let's see. Now we take this, bring it down a little bit like this. We're going to turn it back. And we're going to scale it. Okay, parameters. I need parameters. Okay, Y. No, not Y scale, Z scale. And Y translate. Let's see what this looks like with our scene. UltraScene, turn that on. We have our fog array as well. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Angus! They do look familiar. You saw them last night. Those are the juniper trees. If you hadn't mentioned them, I probably would have forgotten that I'd gotten them. So, okay. Now that's a little too bright. So let's go back to our plane here. And it is good to have you here, my friend. So we're going to go to surfaces. And we're going to bring this luminance way down to, we can leave it there at 1,500. Let's see what that does. Okay, let's turn this wisp array off for now. Our little smoke, our fog. And we'll turn off okay, I can darken this image a little bit. Okay, let's go here. It's so pretty there. But, okay, it kind of. So if we go here to this base color, and what if we bring this down and make it a little darker? See, that didn't do anything, I don't think. It doesn't look like it did. Luminance. Surfaces, let's see, luminance. Turn the glossiness off. And we'll give it a little bit of roughness just in case it's still on, so that it's not reflecting our distant light on it. I might have to move it back even further, but we'll see. Let's bring this down like halfway. Okay, now let's see what this looks like. Okay. All right, it's pretty, but it's not pretty enough. Maybe if I bring it down a little more, and we'll try to give it another chance here. What happens when we do this? See, it's not like terrible. That's kind of pretty. I wonder if it needs like one more tree here to make it, to give it a little more privacy like. All right, we take this juniper tree here. Z. X. No, that's the Y scale. We just want the let's see what this looks like now. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, okay, now the only thing I don't like is his hair. So it just kind of doesn't look right. I think a brown hair would probably be better with him. So let's go into texture shaded mode. I'm just going to get rid of the hair. Where are you, Dalton? top-notch hair. Okay, now we're going to go here, select Dalton. And let's give him okay, I've gotten despondent again. All right, here we go. Default, hair. And we're not going to rule out. Okay, if I give him long hair, I can't give him long hair because then you won't see his ears. So I have to give him something. What about this hair? Just really kind of cropped hair. Let's see what it looks like. We have different colors for it, I think. I like the way that, I think this might shape his face better. We might have the wrong color, but let's see. Maybe we'll give him some body hair. So his body doesn't look all like one shade of. You see, that's much better for the hair, but I think we're going to go with a brown hair. I don't know that. What happens when we hide his beard and mustache? Where are you? I mean, he doesn't really need them to play the flute. Probably get in the way more than anything. Okay, now his brows, he has very black eyebrows. That's, we can't make him blonde if, and the thing is, he's got these really piercing, like almost unhuman eye color, blue. So now having the I think the beard and the mustache gone is good. So, and that cuts down a little bit on our scene. We don't have to have those highly detailed models in the scene. And a lot of people are going to look and say, well, if that's the sun in the distance, what's causing the light to come, you know? And so, and it's like, don't think about that. All right. Why is the light coming from here if the sun? I think I got to pull this down a little bit, this plane. I think our sun is just a little bit too high on the horizon. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I think I'm going to leave his eyebrows black. He's got black eyebrows because they kind of give. Now that didn't like really work. I think all it did, the only the thing is because the sun is coming through the grass, and so it's giving it this fringe kind of look that I don't like, but I think I actually liked it better a little higher. So what happens if I move it up a lot, like this much? Maybe we'll have a little bit less of that fringe look. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Just a little higher on the horizon. Look at the way the light is hitting through those trees. Those trees are perfect to be creating the ambient light that we need here in the scene. So now what happens when we turn on our fog? We have fog. I put fog in the scene. So it's going to give us a little bit of a kind of haze here, so that it's not so totally. I like that. All right, I think we're ready to have, I mean, you got to know when a picture is done. I have to go and look at his face up close and make sure that the hair and the eyes really work together, and that it's not just because it's so far away it works. It works really nice from far away. Oh, I was also going to give him some body hair. Maybe we can find a really discreet body hair. Okay, we'll turn that off so we can see our scene again. And then we'll go back to perspective mode. Let's go back to, and let's select him, Dalton, and we're going to frame in on him. Let's get up close. Now his eyes only, I don't know what's wrong, but his eyes only show up in iRay, which is weird. They have like some kind of color on them. Now see what this is what getting up close tells us now, is that maybe this hair isn't up all the way. I'm not sure. We might need to, what happens when we take the scalp? Okay, we'll go to parameters, and what happens when we expand? No, it's fine. I guess, see? It's just an illusion that it doesn't look like it's fitting his scalp, but it's actually fitting it. Control L. It's fitting it quite perfectly. So the hair is good. I'm going to leave that with the dark eyebrows. Let's Let's see what he looks like up close when we go into iRay. I gave him some kind of freckles and little blemishes on his skin, so it didn't look like he was just one color skin, you know. So up close we'll see some of his little imperfections in his skin. Yeah, see, I told you I gave him really far. I like that hair. Okay. Far out eyes. They're very alien kind of. So let's do something with hair on him. And give him some body hair. All right. Just so that he's got a little bit of definition on his body. You know, if his hair's really blonde, I don't know. The body hair is could be problematic, but let's see. And there it is right there. How we're going to put this shell on him, which will change his skin color until we put the body hair back on him. Materials. Let's see. Something discreet. This kind of looks nice. This chest with kind of like this. Chest with neck. Oops, I did it wrong. Z. You have to select the bodysuit. Right there, the body shell. There we go. It gave him hair all. Now we can go down to the materials here. Blonde, and we can make it blonde. So it's not quite so black. Go back to our camera view. All right, there we go. Martin did a beautiful job with this. I think that's his name now. I can't remember if I'm saying if it's that's his name right, but Martin Frost, I think, is the one who made the trees. He also made a lot of these plants in UltraScenery. These things we've seen in all the grass and all that stuff. I don't know that he made all of it, or maybe he did make every bit of it. So, yeah, so he knows his way around the plant stuff. So that gave just a little bit of kind of something to his legs, so he doesn't look, and his arms, so that it just doesn't look like it's all one color. Now he's really kind of looks alive. So what if, now we have our fog turned down a little bit. What if I just make this a tiny, our light here a tiny bit even redder than it is? It could ruin the scene. It could make the scene better. I don't know. There's our distant light right there. Select that. Let's go to parameters. Distant light. Scroll down here a little bit. Let's go a little redder. In our scene, so it's more dusk. It's kind of hard to see with this thing in the... No, I think I liked it. His skin looked more natural, Z. You get too far, you know, you think, oh, I want to warm the scene up, but you get too far in that red, and all of a sudden they're aliens. They're no longer have that natural kind of light look. It becomes unnatural. So what if I put some little bushes here? Like a little bush here, a little bush there, maybe a little bush back here. Let's see. All right, we're going to go to here. Files. Bushes. Let's try this. Something that doesn't detract. I think I saw them at the top. I'm looking for a particular bush. Like most of these plants here, I think his name's Martin, made these. Many of them. Many, many, many of them. Yeah, he's always making some kind of plant. Okay, this... All right, we take this and we go Z. Okay. No, I didn't want to move the light. Z. Okay, what am I doing? Z. Let's try again. We're going to scale these down. Little tiny bushes. Here. Edit. We'll put a bush over here. And we'll put it back a little bit. And we'll take this bush, edit, duplicate. All right, let's see what that looks like. If it just breaks it up a little bit, adds a little bit kind of hopefully they'll just like meld right in. I have to look and make sure that these bushes are I-ray. I should have probably done that when I put the first one in. Well, you can barely kind of even see them. Especially this one. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, I've got another idea. Scale this up a little bit more. Edit. Create. Let's say 10 of them, yeah. We'll rotate that one a little bit. Okay, gotta go here to my perspective view. Frame me in on this bush. Okay, I think I got some bushes out here that you can't even see. Okay, let's make some of these back ones a little taller. Okay, let's rotate this on a little bit. I just want to make it a little bit more like secluded. See how that works. Okay, this bush here. Bush here, we're going to go come on. I think we're going to go Z. I'm going to go back with that and over like this. So it's in behind this one. Scale it. Rotate. Okay, what if we make bush a little bigger too. Tuck that in a little more. Okay. I think that's going to do it for this scene. Okay. Now I'm thinking this needs a bush here, a bush here, a bush there. Why won't you go out of array? And I've got to turn back on my fog. Don't let me forget the fog. Okay, edit. Duplicate node hierarchy. We're going to scale that up a little more. Push it back. Okay. Let's pull this guy out here a little bit. Let's see what that does. It just gives us a little bit of a buffer zone in our scene. A little more seclusion. Yeah, I like that better. You can still see the trees, you know, they still are kind of standing out, but it gives them a little bit of something here. Yeah, so I guess we set up our render settings, and we got a bunch of fireflies. I think they'll go away. All right, we're going to put our mist back in. Control 9. Where's our fog? Wisp array. Save the scene. I think I already did save it, but save it with everything turned on now, except iRay. And now we're going to go into render settings. Let's render this big. Let's render this at 8K. All right, and we'll go to our optimization. No, to progressive. Okay, those are already up. And render is off. Okay, so let's render. Render at 8K. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for your likes. Very nice. It very helps my channel out very much. We got 3 whole likes. I've been here for 2 hours. And we have 3 likes. So thank you. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Okay, let's see how this render looks now. We're going to get to see it up close. Let's see how our elf, our flute of the dale, the flute of the dale, I have called this. There, we got some feet. We have some feet. There is our flautist. Yes. It works. As it reticulates more and more, it's looking good. Yep, very nice. His feet, all this looks good now. Let's see how our these juniper tree. Look at the detail in them. Oh my God. My gosh, oh my gosh. How is that beautiful artwork even possible, you know? How is that possible to make something that truly beautiful? It's just amazing. Look at the bark. And, you know, it's like a lot of times you see trees and they just look like they're kind of sporadically. This looks so real. The little burls on the ends of the knuckles and just really amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now our bushes look good. We got a little bit of a kind of passage through there, kind of, sort of. These trees look beautiful here. Bushes look nice. So I'm glad I put the bushes in. So, and we have our fog, a little bit of fog. That'll take an hour or so. An hour to reticulate, so that fog is going to just look really, not going to look all speckled like that. And what's really nice is we had a lot of little teeny dots. You can see them a little bit, but those will go away. We got a bunch here too. I don't mind them, because they're kind of little specks of light hitting the surface of the tree. And you'll see more appear, and then they'll start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. They'll meld into the picture. So they'll look fine. How many iterations are we at right now? Probably about 30, 75. Okay, so we've got to go up to at least 2,000. So, and I'll probably let it go longer so that these, so it's got about maybe 2 hours to render. So I'll probably watch some TV, let my computer render until this is done. Until it is done. Rosehip tea. Yes, rosehip tea. So, all right. Thank you very much for coming into my video today. This is going to be, thank you for watching my video. And we have now a new piece of art we can show around. And maybe it'd be nice to have another guy sitting here with his legs dangling over the another elf with his legs kind of dangling over the edge. Sitting here would be nice. So maybe I could get rid of these rails. I know I can. If I need to, we can get rid of the rails so that he can just sit here with his legs dangling. So there's a possibility that of adding another figure in here. What's nice is the scene is done. The clouds look nice. This all looks good. My gosh, that hair. I love the hair. Even though it's painted on, it just works so well with the scene. I don't have it poking through his clothing. This is very nice. His foot is really well planted here. This is all good. Take care. I will see you again in the next video. And this is Rex Red saying so long for now. I thank you for watching. And take care. Have the lovely rest of your day. I truly mean that. So I hope everything goes well. For people watching this after the video, please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You can come in, chat, you can ask questions. And if I know the answer, I will help supply my best, the knowledge that I have to your inquiry. So again, yeah, please like, subscribe. You can leave comments down in the comments section of this video if you would like to comment about this video, or again, ask questions. If you'd like me to make a video on a certain Daz product, I probably own it. I have 10,000 Daz assets. So that's why I'm here, is to show off these assets and show how you can put them in scenes and use them. Take care, and I will see you again in the next video. Angus, take care. Please leave a like on the video. Take care, and it's nice to have you here. It is 11 o'clock at night. You have a good night, Angus. Thanks for being here and hanging out for the whole 2.5 hours. All right, I'm going to go make something to eat. And all right, I will see you again.